And a very pleasant good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Hornets basketball on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports. Coming to you live from the Climate City this afternoon, Grants Pass, Oregon, the site of the Skyline Sky-M crossover tournament at Hidden Valley High School. Tonight's matchup between the Henley Hornets and the Junction City Tigers. I'm Josh Eldridge. Along with me this afternoon is Dick North. Dick, it's the first time we've been together in the new year. Happy New Year, my friend.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Josh. Happy New Year, you too, also.
Henley got off to a pretty good New Year's start yesterday. Day one of this tournament, this crossover event. They took care of Marshfield 62-56, and now they've got the number one team in the state ahead of them, Junction City, who's 11-2 entering play today.
You know, Henley's got their work cut out for them. I'm watching the Junction City kids shoot, and they're doing pretty well. They work the ball around really well with the plays they're running. But Henley came off, like you said, a really good win against Marshfield. I think Marshfield was ranked number 3 in the state. Is that correct?
Yep.
They had a couple of kids with some height. They had a 6'7" kid and a 6'8" kid, and we watched them play KU about half the game, or I watched half the game. And Marshfield looked pretty tough, so Henley hopefully can take some of the confidence from that win into this game against Junction City. I know they're getting back a kid. Stork was hurt the last time we watched up in Redmond. Hopefully, he can be a factor in this game and contribute something to him, and Henley will come away with this win. I'd really love to see that. That'd give him a big boost of confidence going into the conference play next week.
Well, you mentioned Stork is back. Hunter Schwenk out tonight, usually a part of the starting lineup. The 6'4" junior went up for a rebound last night against Marshfield, came back down, rolled his ankle. He's hoping for a return sometime in the next few weeks, but still unsure in that case. So news guy stepping into the starting lineup tonight, Austin Fitz, another junior. We'll get the starting lineups for you coming up in just a bit. But first, we're going to step aside, come back. When we do, we'll take a look at the Skyline and Sky-M conference standings. Take a look at how both these teams' season has gone so far. It's the Henley Hornets and the Junction City Tigers next on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Henley Hornets basketball tonight at the Skyline Sky-M crossover tournament. Two-day tournament held annually at Hidden Valley and North Valley High Schools. Today inside the gym at Hidden Valley High School, the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex here in Murphy, Oregon, just south of the Climate City in Grants Pass, Oregon. I'm Josh Eldridge. With me this afternoon is Dick North. Ready for some afternoon basketball. Henley, they are ranked 10th in the state, taking on number 1 Junction City. Perfect time now to take a look at the top 10 4A teams in the state of Oregon. Again, Junction City topping off our list with an 11-2 record. Staten right behind them. As a matter of fact, Staten, one of the only 2 teams to beat Junction City on the season. The Eagles are 7-1 on the year. Number 3 is Seaside. They're 9-2. LeGrand falls in at number 4 at an 8-1 record. Baker is number 5, followed by Philomath and Marshfield. Marshfield was the number 3 ranked team in the state until Henley beat them just last night. Final score 62-56. Talk about that game just a little bit later on. Number 8 in the state, North Marion, Cascade, number 9, and number 10, your Henley Hornets. Those are the top 10 teams in the state of Oregon at the 4A classification. Henley also at the top of the Skyline Conference here, still in preseason play. League play doesn't start until the 14th, which is a week from yesterday. That game is a home game against Hidden Valley, but right now the Hornets, number 1. Klamath Union is number 2, 5-5. The Pelicans, a little bit slow out of the gate to start the season. Mazama is 5-7. They are 3rd in the Skyline Conference. Phoenix, Hidden Valley, and North Valley round out the conference as we are just getting started with the 2022 basketball season. Looking at the Sky M Conference, Junction City, of course, they are leading the pack, followed by Marshfield and Cottage Grove. Marist Catholic also up there as well, and all these teams, 9, 8-win teams. The Sky M always very tough in boys basketball. Siuslaw and Elmira round out the Sky M League, and you look at some of these teams, Junction City, Marshfield, Marist, Dick, they're always seeming to be in the playoffs. So this event, a good chance for some of these Skyline teams who, let's face it, not a lot of these teams want to come to the Basin and play, so we don't really get to see them unless it's here in Hidden Valley or until the state tournament. Should be some great basketball.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this game tonight. Against Junction City, like you said, they're ranked number 1 in the state. If Henley can pull out a win in this game, it would really be a big boost of confidence for them, and they should look really good going into conference play starting next week. As we talked about earlier, Junction City can shoot the ball. They've got some quick kids that are also a young team. I think they've only got 3 seniors total on their team, and so they might be a factor, in 4A play next year also. Henley, I'd love to see Henley come away with a win tonight. I'm sure Luke Hammond would be happy about that too.
Junction City, you mentioned they're kind of coming up as a younger team. In 2019, Junction City finished 16-12. They lost in a play-in round to Hidden Valley, 60-55. Last year, were 12-3, and they lost in the round of 8 in sort of the showcase against Woodburn. And now this year, they are number 1 in the state, getting ready to take on the Henley Hornets. We'll meet the teams coming up in just a bit, but first we're going to take a break. When we come back, starting lineups and tip on 104 and 960 Sports.
On Top Tree Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced.
Well, we're having to cut the break short on 104.3 and 960 Sports as we get right into the action. No announcement of the starting lineups today. Well, we'll get them for you in just a minute as Junction City wins the opening tip as they go from left to right. In their maroon uniforms with yellow lettering and trim across the front and back. Henley in their home whites tonight. Junction City on the outside taking the first shot, and it is a bucket for number 24, Kurt Knabe, the junior, standing 6'2". And Eli Hayes taking the ball for the Hornets with Drew Frank, Shaw Stork. You're also going to have Owen Sheen and Austin Fitz out there for the Hornets to get things started. Eli Hayes going up with the shot, misses, and rebound is grabbed by Junction City. On the floor for them, it's number 3, Caleb Burnett, Chris Oman, Jackson Kaiser, Kurt Knabe, and Colby Evans on the floor for Junction City. Driving that near side, going up with the jump shot was Burnett with the bucket as Junction City now leads 4-0. Stork now at the top of the key, trying to cross inside, trying to get it to Fitz, but a foul is called as he drives to the bucket. This one going against Junction City's number 3, Burnett, the junior 6'2". Eli Hayes to inbound on the baseline. Gets it way top of the key to Drew Frank. Frank now to Stork. Big Mustang logo, half court now, Eli Hayes. Bounces over to Frank, now the far side. Frank moves about half court. Fake handoff to Hayes, able to drive the inside. 15-foot jump shot, good from Drew Frank. He's got his first points of the night. Frank with just 4 last night against Marshfield, looking to make a greater impact tonight. All right, Junction City now on the near side. Pass goes back over to Keister. Now handling it top of the key is Omen. Omen, pass goes back outside to Evans. Evans thought about driving in, thinks twice. Going up with the shot is Burnett. He misses. Junction City gets the rebound, kicks it back out to Keister. Now over to Knabe, who takes a 3-point shot. Long rebound is going to be grabbed by Drew Frank. And the Hornets now taking it across the timeline. Frank passing it over to Hayes. Hayes tries to catch and shoot 3, but is blocked from behind by Keister. Score remains 4-2 Junction City with under 7 minutes to go. On the other end, the Tigers throw up a float shot, no good. Rebound is grabbed by Evans. He puts it back up and in. The score 6-2 now. The Tigers lead. 6:41 left to go in the first quarter as Eli Hayes takes it along the far side, hands it off to Shaw Stork. Stork dribbling with that left hand, almost loses a handle, gets it over to Frank, now top of the key. Frank trying to drive right, spins left, and goes up with the shot, and is fouled. And he will get a couple of chances at the free throw line. Drew Frank again 4 points last night in a 62-56 win over Marshfield. The Pirates actually playing the Pelicans just before the start of this game today at Hidden Valley. They took on KU and beat them 76-46. Pirates looked good in that one, don't you think, Dick?
Yeah, they did. They looked really good. It's surprising that they're ranked number 3. I know they won the state last year, but they played really well against KU.
Drew Frank hits 1 of 2 from the line. The score 6-3 with 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Junction City now working it around the perimeter. Trying to drive inside was Knabe. He kicks it over near side to Omen. Omen tries to drive inside, goes with the left hand and is fouled. He'll shoot 2. Knabe headed to the line. Junction City has won 5 straight games, dating back to December 28th, the win over Mazama. Then they beat Ridgeview, Banks, Cresswell, and Klamath Union last night. They beat the Pels 49-28. Second free throw is good, so the score now 7-3. Junction City leads. And Eli Hayes bringing it across for the Hornets. Takes the Stork screen off to the right side. Gets it back to Stork, but the pass broken up by Omen. Has a lane all to himself, takes it up and in. 9-3 Junction City. Hornets down early with 4:50 to go in the first. Trying to work some offense. Eli Hayes along the far side, kicks it near to Sheen. Sheen now top of the key, kicks it to Stork. Stork drives inside, bounce pass to Fitz, who goes strong to the bucket and scores. 9-5. Hornets trail with 4.5 to go in the first. Omen now with it near side for Junction City. Passing it over to Knabe. Knabe now top of the key. Back to Omen. Omen decides to shoot 3, and it's good. 12-5. Junction City leads. 4:12 to go in the first. Hornets looking for some consistent offense here. Shaw Stork with it now left side. Stork moves top of the key, trying to drive left, goes up, kicks it outside to Fitz, who's inside, right spot, right time for Austin Fitz. 4 points for him now. His team trails by 5, 12-7, with 3:50 to go in the first. On the near side now is Kister. Kister out to Omen for 3, no good. And it'll be a scuffle for the rebound. Henley takes it. Couple of substitutions for the Hornets as Luke Bennett checks in and Blaine Boersma. Boersma off the bench this season, 5'11", a junior, has provided some solid defense for Henley. in the second rotation.
He can also score against Ridgeview. The last game we actually watched, he had 9. So he can be a factor from the offensive side as well.
Boersma kicks it out to Bennett. Bennett trying to drive baseline on the right side. Kicks it out to Hayes. Hayes in the right corner. Kicks it inside to Stork, who goes strong with the right hand and gets the bucket. Hornets now just trail by 3, and a timeout is called to score 12-9 with 3.5 to go in the first. You've got the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
And welcome you back to Hidden Valley High School, the site of this year's Skyline Sky-M crossover tournament. Today's matchup between Junction City and the Hornets. Right now, the Tigers lead Henley 12-9. Junction City also starts with the ball. They're moving it around the perimeter. Now in the far corner, it's Kister. He's trying to drive against Boersma and stops about 10 feet from the bucket. Now outside is Omen. Omen tries to drive the left baseline, kicks it over to Evans. Evans in the triple team, kicks it out to Omen. Long three, rims out, no good. Rebound grabbed by Bennett, and the Hornets take it now. Down by 3, 12-9, 2:50 to go in the first. Eli Hayes trying to drive inside with the floater, no good. Tigers take it up. It's Omen now near side. Bounce pass goes inside to Evans. Over Shaw Stork, soft touch, fadeaway jump shot is good. 14-9, Junction City leads. Shaw Stork now on the near side. Kicks it back out to Hayes. Hayes dribbling around the perimeter. Outside to Boersma. Catch and shoot 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound Evans as JC takes it. 2:13 to go in the first. Tigers up by 5. Omen against Hayes. Near side, trying to get it inside to Evans, but that looked like Fitz got a handle on it. Rather, that was Sheen breaking up the pass as now Stork brings it up for the Hornets. He's trying to drive inside. Goes up with the right and is fouled. And Stork getting another couple of chances at the free throw line. Shaw last night, 10 points in the win over Marshfield. I saw him this morning as I walked into the gym. First thing he said to me, hey, man, you see we beat Marshfield yesterday?
Yeah, that was a really good win for him.
Yeah, they are feeling the momentum from that. And like you said, if they're able to hang tough with Junction City to the very end tonight, number 1 team in the state, that'd go a long way. You know, Henley is number 10 according to the OSA, but in a lot of coaches' polls, a lot of independent media polls, they're left out of the top 10. So trying to make a statement here at Hidden Valley.
Well, hopefully they can come out of this with a win today. That'd be great for them. I'm not going to make a prediction.
That's probably for the best. Stork 0 for 2 from the free throw line. The ball goes out of bounds. I believe it was tipped out by Boersma as Drew Frank checks into the game for Stork. 5 on the floor for Henley. It's Boersma, Sheen, Frank, Fitz, and who am I missing? Oh, Eli Hayes out there as well. Getting it in now, it's Fitz. Left corner, now Omen. Catch and shoot 3, back iron, no good. Junction City with the rebound is Evans battling for it, kicks it outside to Knabe. Knabe, top of the key, guarded by Boersma. Getting it inside to Espinoza, who's checked into the game for Junction City. Now Keister with it. Keister kicking it out to Omen. Catch and shoot 3, back iron, no good. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Bennett. Pass the front court to Frank, goes up with the left, no good. Rebound still up for grabs, will go out of bounds. And possession will stay with Henley.
That was a beautiful pass underneath. It's too bad he couldn't connect on that layup. He went up a little bit too hard.
Inbound pass to Boersma. Boersma kicks it over to Frank, far corner. Frank hands it off to Bennett, still on the right side. Bennett fakes with his right. Having to drive right side now, going baseline with it. Tied up, goes up with the shot. Friendly bounce off the rim, and it falls 14-11. Now under a minute to go in the first quarter. Junction City still leads. Knabe bringing it up slowly for the Tigers. Knabe kicks it over to Bodley. Bodley to Kister. Kister now to Omen, getting it inside to Espinoza. Back outside to Omen for three, good. Another three for Omen. His team leads now 17-11 with 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. Three-point shot on the other end from Owen Sheen, and he answers right back. Still a three-point ball game, 15 seconds to go in the first. 17-14. Knabe trying to take a screen, and a foul is called. It's going to go against Junction City. I believe they're calling a moving screen on Bodley. Stork and Hayes checking into the game. I think there's a little bit of confusion on who the subs are. Yeah, so Stork and Hayes checking in for Sheen and Bennett. And Henley will start with the basketball with 7 seconds to go. Trying to get a quick shot. Eli Hayes coming around the near side. Kicks it outside to Boersma for three, no good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. 17-14. Henley trailing Junction City by just three. You've got the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
On Top Tree Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
And we welcome you back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 960 Sports. The score after 8 minutes heading into the second quarter, 17-14. Junction City leads, but Henley's done a good job of keeping pace with them.
They are, Omen from Junction City has lit the Hornets up. He's got 9 points, 9 of their 17. Rounding out the scoring, Evans has 4 for Junction City. Burnett has 2, and Knabe, I can't remember his name, has 2.
Knabe, Court Knabe, the 6'2 junior.
Henley, Frank has 3, Stork has 2, Shane has 2, or 3, I'm sorry, Bennett has 2, and Fitz has 3. So Henley's scoring is pretty evenly dispersed between the team, but with Junction City, it's all Omen.
Henley will start with the ball. Hayes, Stork, Boersma, Fitz, and Frank on the floor. Stork with it now, top of the key. Trying to drive left side, goes up with his right hand. A nice bounce off the rim, and it falls. Henley now trailing by just 1, 17-16. 7.5 to go in the second. Knabe bringing it up the floor for Junction City, getting over to Omen in the far corner. Bounce pass goes inside to Espinoza, back outside to Knabe on that left elbow. Now it's Keister with it right side. Keister gets it over to Bodley, now over to Knabe. Omen now near corner, gets it inside to Espinoza, who tries to go up with it. Now it's Keister again beyond the three-point line. Keister getting over to Omen, now near corner, guarded by Stork. Cross-court pass to Knabe. Still beyond the arc. Junction City having trouble working the ball inside. Omen now right baseline, gets it inside to Espinoza, guarded by Fitz, kicks it outside to Bodley on that right elbow, outside to Keister for 3. Front rim, no good. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Fitz, but a foul is called against Junction City, so the Hornets with possession. Hayes bringing it up the floor for the Hornets. Crosses left, a hand off to Boersma. Boersma now top of the key. Kicks it over to Stork. Stork now hands it off to Hayes, who drives right side. Up with the floater, off the glass, no good. Rebound Fitz, kicks it out to Frank. For 3, good. Henley takes the lead, 19-17 off the Drew Frank three-pointer. with 6.5 to go in the second. They lead the number 1 team in the state, Junction City. Now it's Bodley. Over to Omen, and a timeout is called by the Tigers. We'll take one, too. The score, 19-17. Henley taking the lead off the Drew Frank three-pointer. We'll be back with the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 60 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Junction City and the Henley Hornets going at it this afternoon as Henley leads 19-17, but JC starting with the ball. Now top of the key, it's Burnett. He gets it over to Keister. Keister back to Burnett. He's on that left elbow. Back to Keister beyond the arc. Keister trying to get it inside to Espinoza. Goes to work against Fitz on the right side, and a travel as he tries to body up. That's Austin Fitz down low. You're not going to have too much luck against a 6'4 junior from Henley.
No, he's not a small kid. Besides being tall, he's pretty stout too.
Eli Hayes with it. About half court, has the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Junction City. And Henley keeps possession. They lead by 2. 6:41 to go in the second quarter. Inbound pass to Stork, and Hayes with it now. 25 feet out. Kicks it over to Sheen. Now to Stork, far corner. Stork whips it over to Hayes, top of the key. Hayes going left with it, trying to get it inside to Fitz. Has the ball stripped, and Junction City taking it up now. A bucket ties it for the Tigers as Knabe slows things down about half court. Gets it over to Keister. Keister, a handoff to Omen. Now beyond the three-point arc, shot no good. Drew Frank with the rebound. Hornets hustling up the floor, gets it into Stork. Bounces pass inside to Fitz, and he is running to the bucket and scores. 21-17, Henley leads.
Beautiful dish there underneath. That was amazing.
And now it's Knabe. Knabe, top of the key now to Burnett. It was Omen. He gets it back to Burnett now. Burnett about the free throw line, kicks it back out to Knabe. Knabe getting it inside to Espinoza, going to work against Fitz again, but Knabe back with it now to Burnett, top of the key. Over to Omen, far side. Guarded by Stork. Zipping it inside to Espinoza. Gets it outside to Burnett for about a 17-foot jump shot, and he nails it. 21-19. Henley still leads. 4:20 to go in the second. Eli Hayes on the other side, taking the Sheen screen. Tries to get it inside to Frank, but the pass blocking up by Omen. Gets it to Keister in transition, and we've got a tie game, 21 apiece with 4 minutes to go in the second. Frank brings it up the floor, kicks it to Stork. Back over to Frank, far side, trying to take the Stork screen, loses the handle on it. Spins around, trying to go left, kicks it outside to Stork. Stork dribbling right with it now, kicks it over to Sheen, top of the key, step back three for Sheen, back iron, no good, rebound Junction City. Now it's Omen with it. Omen kicking it over to Knabe. Knabe back over to Omen, now near corner, back to Knabe. Knabe to Keister. Keister trying to drive inside. It was now over to Burnett. Shoots it high off the glass, and it falls. 23-21. Junction City takes another lead. Third lead change of the night as Eli Hayes tries to kick it over to Sheen in the corner. Pass broken up, knocked out of bounds by Omen. And Boersma, along with Joe Sudi, check into the game. The first minutes that Sudi's got in the night. 6'2 junior. Scoreless last night against Marshfield. Inbound pass goes to Hayes, over to Fitz beyond the arc. Getting over to Sudi. Now Hayes near side. Hayes trying to get it inside to Stork, puts it on the deck in the double team, hands it off to Boersma. Shot no good. Junction City taking it up the floor. They lead by 2, 23-21, 2:52 to go in the half. Inside pass to Evans. He goes strong against Sudi and gets the bucket. Junction City expands their lead to 4 now, 25-21. Henley, though, working quick on the other side. Sudi with it now in the near corner, bounces it out to Sheen. Sheen over to Hayes. Hayes bouncing it inside to Boersma. Has the ball picked loose by Knabe. And a foul is called, I believe, on the Hornets, as Junction City going to take possession. That's going to go against Hayes. Only the third team foul for the Hornets, as opposed to 6 for Junction City. All right, now Junction City working it on the near side. Omen zipping it over to Keister now, near corner. Keister back to Omen, now to Burnett, over to Knabe. Catch and shoot 3, rims out, no good. Rebound is up for grabs, snagged by Stork. Stork guarded all the way down the floor, trying to take it inside. Spin around, jump shot, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, last touched by Boersma. Good look at the bucket from Stork, just couldn't make it fall.
No, he definitely didn't get the home team bounce. I guess I would guess, so I guess that's why actually we are home.
Technically
so, yeah.
the home team tonight at Hidden Valley High School, playing on the bright floor.
You know, this gym is really well lighted. I really like it here.
Junction City now with it, kicking it outside to Knabe on the far side. Knabe over to Omen. Omen in the double team, kicks it to Knabe, tries to zip it inside to Evans. Back outside to Omen for 3, it's good. And that was actually Burnett on the shot for 3. Junction City now up by 7. Their biggest lead of the night. Hayes over to Boersma as Henley tries to work their way back into the game. Over to Sheen. Sheen in the far corner, kicking it over to Sudi. Sudi to Hayes. Hayes bouncing it over to Sheen. Sheen trying to drive inside, kicks it over to Stork. Stork spins around on the baseline and zips it over to Sheen. Sheen inside to Boersma, tries to go up with his left, but has the shot blocked by Knabe. And Junction City bringing it up the floor. Trying to get it inside to Keister, but the ball swatted away by Sudi, and a steal for the Hornets as Hayes walking it up the floor. Henley trying to slow things down, look for a good shot, work the offense. They do this from time to time where they're very deliberate with their outside looks. Haven't taken too many threes so far tonight. This time it's Sheen, though, top of the key, trying to drive inside, and they're going to call a travel on Sheen as he tries to drive for the bucket. It was tied up a little bit, but he did take a few too many steps to the rim as Austin Fitz checks in for Joe Sudi. .36 seconds to go in the half, 7-point ball game. Is Burnett with it. Pardon me, that's Knabe. Now top of the key, getting it over to Evans. Evans over to Burnett, now over to Omen. Omen to Knabe. Knabe taking his time, 15 seconds to go in the half. Junction City might just take the final shot. Take the Burnett screen, now picked up by Stork. Kicks it out to Omen for a catch and shoot 3, and that one rattles home. Junction City opens their lead up to 10 as we close the first half. 31-21, the Tigers leading the Hornets. Going to take a break, going to come back, and when we do, taking a look at the halftime stats this afternoon from Hidden Valley High School. 31-21, the Tigers lead.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Well, we're at halftime this afternoon from Hidden Valley High School, the side of the Skyline Sky-Am crossover tournament. Junction City, the number one team in the state, leading Henley at halftime 31-21.
Yeah, right now for scoring for Junction City, Oman has the hot hand with 12 points. Burnett follows with 9. Evans has 6. Knabe has 2, and Keister has 2 also. For Henley, Frank has 6, Stork has 4, Fitz has 6, Sheen has 3, and Bennett has 2, and Stork has 4. I already said that. You know, I think the key to this game is going to be turnovers. Henley came out playing really, really well. Only had 2 turnovers first quarter. They're now at 5, so you know, a total of 5, which is still fairly low score, very low turnover. I'm sure Luke would like to see that number at 0, but whereas Junction City has a total of 3. And so if Henley wants to stay in this game, they need to make sure they take a little bit more time with their passes and not try to force it underneath. And if they do that, you know, they'll be okay and they'll be competitive this whole game.
Yeah, it's interesting, this Junction City team, they're ranked number 1 in the state. They're leading Henley by 10 here, but Henley kept them within arm's length for a lot of that game, and I would argue they're still right there. I mean, Henley's not down and out of this by any means. They've played decent basketball. Like you said, they're not turning the ball over. I just think you start to get a couple of these shots to fall that rimmed out, you know, in that first half. You know, they defended the three-point arc really well. Henley's still very much part of this game.
They are. I mean, even though they're down by 10, that's not indicative of the way they've been playing. You know, as we talked about turnovers, they gave up some, you know, three quick turnovers that turned into 6 points. And then Oman, you know, rained down a couple of threes from about 28 feet out. So Henley puts body on him, keeps him from shooting. You know, that's going to make a big difference, I think, and it's going to make Junction City, you know, think a little bit more about what they're doing, and you know, hopefully Henley will capitalize on that and will be able to do their tenacious defense like they normally do and shut him down.
Looking at good defense, here's a stat. Interestingly enough, yesterday, Junction City playing against KU, it took them 2 quarters to score 17 points, and then the rest of the game they came out and handled business. They won that game 49-28. So maybe Henley can try to work them into one of those 17-point halves again. That lockdown defense, though, what you mentioned, they're really going to have to defend that three-point arc against someone like Oman, who's got 12 points.
Well, Oman's definitely a factor. You know, you talked to Coach Hammond before the game. He told you the 2 people to watch were number 40 Evans and number 24 Oman. But Burnett has stepped up big for them. He's got 9 points in the first half. So, you know, they've got other kids on the team besides the first 2 we mentioned that could score. So Henley's got to, you know, kind of be careful what they've got. They're doing pretty well to shut him. He's only got 6 points total. But, you know, Oman, the kid, I think he's only missed like 2 shots this game. And he's definitely a force. So, you know, if Henley can put a body on him and shut him down the second half and take care of the ball on their end of the court and not have turnovers, you know, we'll see what happens.
Looking for a big second half from the Hornets right now. They trail the Junction City Tigers 31-21. Going to take a break, come back, and when we do, going to take a look at the Skyline Conference standings as we have them thus far on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
On Top Tree Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
And we welcome you back to Hidden Valley High School, the site of this year's Skyline Sky-Am crossover tournament. Right now, the number one team in the state leads the Henley Hornets 31-21. Junction City in control. Mentioned that Junction City is the number one team in the state coming into tonight's contest. Time to take just a quick look now at the top 10 teams in the state of Oregon at the 4A classification. Number one, of course, Junction City, followed by Staten. Seaside is number 3. LeGrand falls in at number 4. Marshfield, number 5. They are 9-2. Number 6 is Baker. Philomath is 7th right now in the OSAA. And number 8 is North Marion. Cascade is number 9. And these Henley Hornets round out the top 10. And just curious, looking at some of these other Skyline Conference teams, Mazama ranked 15th. Klamath Union, number 17 in the state. I'm looking for Hidden Valley at number 25. And North Valley is 34th out of 34 teams in the 4A. North Valley dropping out of the conference next year. This is the final year in the Skyline Conference, at least until we reclassify again in a handful of years. But yeah, it's tough to see North Valley go, but probably best for competition as we get ready for Skyline Conference play on the 14th. We'll have that coverage for you on 104.3 and 960 Sports as the Hidden Valley Mustangs come to the Hornets next. That's going to be a fun one. Also later on today on 104.3 and 960, you can hear the Oregon Tech Lady Owls take on Walla Walla. That game starts at 6:30. The pregame and coaches show at 6. And then after that, the men are going to take on Walla Walla as well at 8:30 on 92.5 KLAD. So a lot of basketball for Basin teams today. We've still got a second half ahead of us as Junction City leads Henley 31-21.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
And welcome you back. 104.3 and 960 Sports, getting ready for the third quarter as we are jumping straight into the action as the Henley Hornets taking on Junction City. Junction City starts with the ball as Keister with it now on the far side, bouncing it inside to Evans. Evans goes up with the shot off the glass and that one falls. Junction City opening up the second half with a bucket. They lead 33-21. Eli Hayes, Austin Fitz, Drew Frank, Owen Sheen, and Shaw Stork on the floor for the Hornets wearing their white uniforms tonight with yellow numbering and black trim. As that ball goes out of bounds, Stork lets that one roll off of Omen. and out of bounds. So Henley sticks with it. Junction City tonight in their maroon uniforms with white and yellow stripes down the side and yellow trim around these maroon numbers. Drew Frank takes the inbound pass. He tries to drive baseline, goes hard, bounces it off the glass. Henley answers with points. Drew Frank's got 8 on the night. Now it's Knabe with it. Top of the key, getting over to Burnett. Now to Keister with it near side. Keister zipping it over to Omen, near corner. Omen inside to Evans. Evans zipping it across to Knabe. Knabe, top of the key, trying to get it inside to Evans, who goes to work against Fitz. He tries to go up with the shot, battles through the contact, and gets the bucket to fall, 35-23. Junction City with the lead. Eli Hayes working quickly now on the near side, kicks it over to Frank. Frank now to Stork, over to Sheen. Sheen on that left side beyond the arc, bouncing it inside to Frank, still working that left block. Tries to go up with the shot with the left hand, off the glass, and Frank. Another couple points for him now. He's up to 10 for the game. Knabe now with it for Junction City, kicking over to Omen, now inside to Evans. Evans against Fitz, kicks it over to Omen. Now to Burnett, top of the key, over to Keister. Keister zipping it over to Omen, guarded by Stork in the far corner, back to Keister to Burnett, now to Knabe. Knabe fakes going left with it, goes right, mid-range jump shot off the glass, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Henley ball. Hayes takes the inbound pass and walking it up the floor for the Hornets. Bouncing it over to Stork. Stork on the right side trying to drive inside. Soft touch with the right hand. Gets the bucket and the foul. And he's got a chance at a three-point play. Stork 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight, looking to convert his first time here. Trying to trim the lead to 7. Stork's free throw is good. The score 35-28. Junction City leads with 5:52 to go in the third. Omen with it now as he walks it up. Omen just walks into a three-point shot. It's off the front of the rim, no good, and that could have been danger for Henley, but Frank with the rebound. He races up the floor. Frank loses the handle on it. It's picked by Knabe. Knabe in the front court to Keister. He goes up with it, misses the shot. Evans with the rebound, bodies up his own teammate, gets a foul called as Evans went up against Keister. It looked like there to try to get the bucket and the rebound. He gets fouled by a Hornets player, and he will go to the line.
Because he's colorblind.
Don't see it too much.
Kind of put his shoulder in his teammate's back and shoved him out of the way.
Yeah, he did. He's used to that. They practice together. First free throw's good. Keister, I'm sure, wanted the rebound because he had the lane all to himself and just kind of missed the layup, short-armed it a little bit, and Evans came in, saved the day, missed the bucket, goes 1 of 2 from the line, and the Hornets get the rebound. 7-point game, 35-28. Eli Hayes hands it off to Stork, top of the key. Stork kicks it over to Frank. Frank now to Sheen. Sheen over to Hayes, who takes the Frank screen. Top of the key, trying to drive left side. Kicks it outside to Frank. Corner 3. No good, but rebound is grabbed by Sheen. Sheen goes back up with it in the left hand and gets the bucket. 6-point ball game, 36-30. Under 5 to go in the third. Henley on a bit of a run here. And a 10-5 run to start the quarter. Kicks it over to Knabe. Knabe trying to get it inside to Evans, who's met by Fitz at the rim. But Evans strongly gets the bucket, 38-30. Eli Hayes over to Stork. Stork, top of the key, trying to drive the lane, goes up with the shot. That one spins around the rim and falls. 38-32, 4:20 to go in the third. Keister bringing it up for Junction City. Keister has his pocket picked by Owen Sheen. Sheen in a 1-on-2 fast break, has it stolen away again by Keister, and a foul is called, I believe, against Owen Sheen. So, good play to try to get the takeaway by Sheen. Couldn't quite hold on to it, and Junction City going to inbound it on the baseline, the other side of the court. So, Knabe going to walk it up. He's picked up by Sheen about half court. Knabe kicking it over to Omen, near corner, back to Knabe. Everyone on the floor looking at Knabe, all 5 players. Attention paid to him. Gets it over to Omen. Omen gets it inside to Evans, goes up with the shot, and it's blocked by Stork. Way to climb the ladder, young man, and reject that one.
Saved an easy 2.
Yes, he did. Knabe to inbound for Junction City. Inbound goes to Evans, gets it back out to Knabe. Mid-range jumper falls. It is now 32-40, or 40-32 rather, as Frank on the other side for Henley. Kicks it out to Stork. 8-point ball game as Hayes with it now. Thinks about a long 3, now drives right with it, bounces it inside to Fitz, who gets the bucket. Beautiful lead pass from Eli Hayes, and that's what the 5'8 senior is known for, leading his team right back into the ball game. Henley trails by 6. Timeout is called. 3:26 to go in the third quarter. Junction City leads 40-34.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
And welcome you back to the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the campus of Hidden Valley High School for this afternoon's matchup between the number 1 ranked Junction City Tigers and your number 10 ranked Henley Hornets. Right now a 6-point ball game, 40-34. Henley trails with just about 3.5 to go in the third quarter. Henley down by 10 to start the quarter, but Dick, they found themselves right back in the middle of things, no thanks to guys like Eli Hayes and Drew Frank.
Yeah, they have. They've been playing really well. They've been dishing the ball underneath really well, and Henley kids have been scoring. And they've shut down Omen. He hasn't scored this quarter, so that's a good thing. Unfortunately, Evans has stepped up.
And there you go, Omen on the other side with the 3. It is now a 9-point game, 43-34 as we're right back into the action. Stork walks it up the floor, gets it just beyond the key. Stork over to Sheen. Sheen still beyond the key. Over to Hayes. Hayes kicks over to Stork, thinks about a 3, spins around, goes up with his right hand. Stork with the soft touch, just can't get it to fall. Rebound Junction City. Pass goes into the front court to Omen. Omen kicks it back over to Knabe, now to Keister. Keister slowing things down. Junction City trying to find a way around this Hornets defense. Now it's Knabe with it. Kicks over to Omen, far corner. Omen back to Knabe, now to Keister near side. Keister feeling the pressure of the Hornets defense, but they are slowing it down. And a bit of a stall in the game here in the third quarter. Keister finally gets it over to Knabe as Junction City slowing things down with 2:12 to go in the third. Omen beyond the arc, just beyond the key, kicks over to Burnett. Burnett trying to drive inside, goes up with the shot and banks it in. Now an 11-point game. That's Junction City's biggest lead of the night as Hayes brings it up the floor.
You need a shot clock.
Much agreed. As slick feed from Eli Hayes gets it into Austin Fitz and the foul. So Fitz goes to the line, trying to make it an 8-point game. And Dick, you did it again. You took the words right out of my mouth with the shot clock in Oregon. I think one of only about 3 or 4 states in the country that doesn't have a shot clock, and one of the few hills that I am willing to die on when it comes to the rule book in the OSAA.
Well, you're not the only one, so yeah.
Fitz at the line, misses the free throw. Rebound still up for grabs, going to be snagged by Junction City. So it's a 9-point ball game, 45-36. We're in the third quarter, minute 42 to go. It looked like Knabe dribbled it off his foot, but it's gathered by Junction City. Keister now with it on the far side. Keister slowing things down, trying to drive right side, spins to his left, now on that right elbow, kicks it outside to Omen. Omen outside on the right side. trying to drive inside, goes to the bucket, throws it off the glass, a blocking foul down low. And that one likely, well, that's going against Boersma. Thought they might have gotten Fitz with that one, but Joe Sudi checks into the game for Austin Fitz. Non-shooting foul. And Knabe will inbound it underneath the bucket. Gets it over to Evans. Evans puts it on the deck, goes up with the shot, misses it, and a foul called. Evans heads to the line.
That was a late whistle. I thought they'd missed that call, but they kind of waited like 5 seconds before they called it.
So Evans at the line. First free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Score 45-36, a minute 19 to go in the game. Henley trailing the Junction City Tigers, a matchup between number 1 and number 10. Henley grabbed a big win last night, looking to do it again today, but right now they are trailing, looking to get the rebound, but they don't. Burnett grabs it, puts it back up and in. So 2 missed free throws doesn't hurt Junction City too much. They leave 47-36. Stork on the other side tries to go up with it, and he answers right back with a bucket of his own. Shaw Stork turning it into high gear here in the third quarter. Omen with it now, kicks it over to Keister. Keister kicking it out to Knabe, thought about a 3, kicks over to Omen now, inside to Evans. Evans goes up with the shot, has it stripped by Boersma, and Stork racing up the floor. Stork gets it inside to Sheen, ball goes out of bounds. Last touched, I believe, by Sheen. It looked like he might have saved that coming back in, but not quite.
You know, I think he planted his foot out of bounds before he jumped up to grab it to pass it back in. So
gotcha.
That's what that call was.
Well, inbound pass goes to Omen. And he walks it up the floor for Junction City. 40 seconds to go now in the third. And now it's Burnett kicking it over to Knabe. Knabe to Evans beyond the arc, far side. Evans now over to Omen. Omen right about the Mustang logo, half court. Kicking it over to Knabe, near side to Keister. Keister going around the world, spins to his left, now over to Burnett. Burnett over to Omen. 19 seconds now to go in the third. Junction City are happy enough to just let the clock roll out. As that'll be Knabe, top of the key, getting it over to Burnett on the elbow, trying to get it over to Omen, out to Knabe for 3, good. 50-38, 12-point game. Eli Hayes, half-court shot, no good, and that will bring us to the fourth quarter. It's a 12-point ball game, 50-38. Junction City leads the Henley Hornets. Fourth quarter action next on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Trying to lose weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
And we welcome you back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Headed to the fourth quarter, and Henley trails the number 1 ranked Junction City Tigers 50-38. Junction City went on a little bit of run there to end that third quarter, but Henley was right with them. They trimmed the lead down to 6 at one point, but now back up to 12. It's Junction City's biggest lead of the night.
You know, it's easy to see why Junction City is ranked first in the state. I mean, they play really good offense and really good defense. They've had 2 turnovers this half. Of course, Henley's only had 2 also. But Junction City, you know, their big gun is Omen. They go to him when they're struggling. But Evans has stepped up, and he's right now got 13 points. So obviously they've got some kids that can shoot. You know, not just Omen and Evans.
Henley starting with the ball to begin the fourth quarter. They trail by 12. It's Boersma, Hayes, Frank, Stork, and Fitz on the floor for Henley. Boersma over to Stork, top of the key. Stork now moving to the right side, kicks it over to Hayes, just beyond the arc, now driving the left side. Stops, kicks it outside to Stork. Stork back outside to Hayes, catch and shoot, 3, he swishes it. Back down to a 9-point game, 50-41, Junction City leads. They've been content to slow things down in the second half. We'll see if that continues into the fourth quarter. Keister with it now on the far side. Keister kicking over to Knabe, now to Burnett. Burnett thinking about driving inside, a foul called. It didn't count, but Omen hit just about a 25-foot three-point shot.
Yeah, I think you didn't give him enough credit. That was about 28. I think he was way out beyond the arc.
Ridiculous shot. All right, back into the action. Junction City inbounds it to Omen. Omen racing up the floor, kicks it out to Keister. Keister thinks about a three, decides to drive inside, kicks it outside to Kinnaid. Catch and shoot three, front iron, no good. It's Keister with the rebound, though. Junction City holds on to it. Now to Evans. Evans zipping it over to Burnett now, far side. Burnett trying to drive inside at the free throw line, kicks it outside to Keister. Keister zipping it over to Omen. Right about where he shot that three-point shot earlier, about 28 feet out. Drives inside, kicks it to Evans, and a nice feed into Evans as he gets the bucket. Backed up to an 11-point game, 52-41. 6:42 to go in the final quarter. Hayes loses a handle on it. Keister steals it away. And it'll be Burnett racing up the floor. Kicks it to Kinnaid. Catch and shoot three. Rims out. No good. Rebound is going to be up for grabs. Grabbed by Kinnaid. Kicks it outside to Keister. Now over to Omen again. Gets it over to Kinnaid. Kinnaid brings it around at the free throw line. Kicks it outside to Evans. Now to Keister near side. Keister outside to Burnett again. Burnett over to Kinnaid. Kinnaid back to Burnett. Far corner. Bringing it back around to Evans now, top of the key. Evans is going to travel before stepping with it with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. It is an 11-point game. Owen Sheen checks in for Austin Fitz. So the five on the floor for the Hornets. Hayes, Frank, Stork, Sheen, and Boersma. Eli Hayes walks it up the floor for the Hornets. Comes near side, bounces it over to Stork. Stork at the free throw line now, kicks it outside to Boersma. Boersma inside as well, trying to work inside, kicks it outside to Sheen. Sheen drives baseline, goes up with the shot and has it blocked. Kinnaid making the impact there, and he also gets the rebound, bringing it up the floor. Kinnaid zipping it inside to Evans. The pass knocked away by Stork. Goes out of bounds. Possession stays with Junction City, but still a nice play by Stork to stop an easy transition bucket.
Yeah, it's some heads-up defense there. He just slipped on the floor a little bit. There's probably a little bit of sweat out there. He slipped and managed to kick the ball out of bounds. Had a steal.
Inbound pass goes to Omen. Omen cross court to Evans. Evans over to Keister. Keister trying to drive inside, goes up with the right hand. Bank shot no good. Rebound going to be grabbed by Sheen. Sheen moving it up the floor for Henley. Zipping over to Hayes. Hayes catch and shoot three, no good. And rebound grabbed by Kinnaid. Pardon me, that's Omen. Over to Burnett. Burnett now over to Kinnaid near side. Brings it back across top of the key over to Evans. Now Omen. Omen to Burnett. Burnett to Keister. Now near side to Kinnaid. Okay, back to Evans. Perimeter passing. Clean for Junction City. Omen now with it near side. Now near corner to Kinnaid. Kinnaid guarded by Boersma. Hands it off over to Burnett. Burnett thinks about driving inside, but instead passes it over to Evans. Now in the double team, getting it over to Burnett. Guarded by Frank. Kinnaid over to Keister. 4:30 to go in the final quarter. As Omen now in the far corner, has the pass knocked away, still grabbed by Kinnaid. Ball goes out of bounds though, last touched by Sheen.
See, again, this is where we need a shot clock because Junction City's had the ball for 40 seconds and hasn't put up a shot.
Coach Hammond going to take a timeout. We'll take one too. Score 52-41, 4:23 to go in the fourth and final quarter. You got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on MyBasin.com.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Welcome back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 960 Sports. We're in the fourth quarter of a 52-41 ball game. Henley trails, and they also start this possession on defense as Junction City inbounds it, gets it to Burnett, who's already in the double team, now to Keister, as Henley's having to break out the press with now about 4:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Junction City's been content just to play the clock, and a timeout.
Heads up play from the Junction City coach. That was going to be a turnover.
Well, they take a timeout. We're going to stick with you through this one. 52-41, 4:11 to go in the final quarter. Henley's played pretty good basketball. A couple shots haven't gone their way, but really they played good defense in this second half. They've kept Junction City, for the most part, within arm's length. They went into halftime down 10 and now only down by 11, so they've stayed with them in the second half.
They have. They've shut Oman down. Well, they basically shut down the whole Junction City team. Junction City has scored 2 points in this quarter. And the quarter's half over. Of course, Henley's only scored 3. So, that's where, we're talking a little bit earlier about shot clock. That's where shot clock would come into play.
You wonder how many shots each of these teams has taken in the past 4 minutes. Probably about 5 combined with how Junction City's held onto the basketball.
Yeah.
Knabe gets it now over to Evans. Now to Knabe again. Knabe over to Oman. Oman lets the ball go out of bounds. Great defense by Sheen as he dribbles it off his foot, causing the turnover. Henley with a window of opportunity with just under 4 minutes to go in the ballgame. Looking for some quick offense and good defense are the Hornets. Sheen zipping it over to Stork. Stork over to Hayes. Hayes trying to drive the left side, kicks it over to Frank. Frank now over to Boersma, far corner. Stork with it now, top of the key. Stork trying to drive inside, has the pass knocked away by Evans. And now Oman bringing it up the floor for Junction City. And that's over and back, clear as day, but missed. And Burnett with it now. Knabe kicking it over to Oman. Back over to Knabe. Now to Keister. Getting it inside to Oman now, back outside to Knabe. Knabe feeling the pressure, now over to Oman. Getting it over to Knabe, and they are content to play time. Getting it inside to Burnett. Bodies up Hayes, goes up strong. Good bucket from Junction City, makes it 54-41. 3 minutes to go now in the fourth. Frank, free throw line jump shot, rims out, no good. Rebound Junction City. Keister with it now, near corner. Keister will, I believe, be fouled. It'll be Junction City ball. So Junction City will inbound it right in front of their own bench. Knabe bounces over to Evans, back out to Knabe. Another foul from the Hornets. So with that being team foul number 7 for Henley. With 2.5 to go in the game, Junction City stepping to the line. It's really the only way you can get possession back. At this point in the ball game, the way Junction City has done very well passing the ball. First free throw made, 55-41. We've seen this backfire on teams before, Dick, where they try to play the time with no shot clock and they are content to pass the ball around the perimeter. Oftentimes it takes teams out of their offensive rhythm, but Junction City has stayed right with it this game.
They're a pretty disciplined team. Their coach wants them to play slow down offense. That's what they're doing. But they're taking some really nice shots when they do take shots.
Boersma on the other end tries to go up with a shot, but it is blocked by Burnett, and now Junction City on the other end with it. It's Knabe in the double team, about half court. Now over to Oman. Oman driving inside, passes outside to Burnett, and now to Knabe. Knabe fouled by Sheen, and he will go to the line with 2 minutes to go in the ballgame.
That's not good. That's his fourth.
So no one coming in to save him. So with 2 minutes left to go, they will allow Sheen to stay out there. And the first free throw is good. 57-41. And second free throw coming up for Knabe. It is also good. 58-41, 17-point game. And Hayes bringing it up the floor. Hayes guarded by Keister. Takes a Stork screen now into the double team. Keister steals it away in transition. Junction City slows things down. Burnett over to Evans. Evans out to Keister. Now Knabe. Well, this game winding down, and Junction City doing their fair share of perimeter passing, zipping it inside to Burnett, getting the bucket, sending the score to 19 points, 60-41. The final day of the tournament, the Skyline Sky-M crossover, as all these teams have a fair bit of time off before they open league play. We'll talk about league play for both these teams coming up in the post-game show as Drew Frank on the other side with a catch-and-shoot three, no good. Stork with the rebound, puts it back up and gets fouled, so he will head to the line. Junction City, of course, competing in the Sky-M Conference. They open up league play on the 14th as well on the road against Elmira. And just a lot of good teams in that conference. Junction City going to have a tough road ahead of them. Got to play Marist, got to play Marshfield. Both those teams, you got to play them twice. They're the number one team in the state for a reason. They're going to be battle-tested heading into the rest of league play. Mass substitutions for both teams as Coach Luke Hammond waves the white flag with 1:13 to go in the ball game. His team trails 60-42. And Stork at the line. Getting ready to check in for him is Marcus McCready, the 6'6 sophomore. Second free throw is good. So 60-43 is Shaw Stork, the final starter, to take his place on the bench. Junction City, once things are concluded tonight, will be 11-2 on the year. Henley falling to 7-5. We'll talk about what all that means coming up in the post-game show. Still 62 seconds of basketball left to be played. Junction City working it around the perimeter. Espinoza now kicking it over to Burnett. And now trying to get it inside was Ward. With it now is Harder. Harder kicking it over to Ward. Ward guarded by Sudi. Kicking it over now to Espinoza. 40 seconds to go in the game. Espinoza now on the left elbow, kicking it outside to Bodley. Bodley outside to Ward. Ward inside, back to Bodley again. Kicking it over to Dolce. Dolce to Espinoza, driving baseline, outside to Ward again. 24 seconds in the game. As going up with the shot was Dolce, and he is fouled. You know, I talked with Coach Rothenberger of Junction City a little bit before the game, and he told me that Giovanni Dolce, a junior sitting 6'1", actually an Italian transfer student his first year here in Oregon.
Was that right?
Yes, sir.
It's interesting.
We'll see what the European decides to do here at the free throw line. His first shot is good. Second free throw coming up from Dolce. And that one is good as well. It'll be a 62-43 ball game, 15 seconds to go. As Bennett tries to create a shot, but pushes off of Harder and turns the ball over. And the final 13 seconds now, a technicality is Junction City will come away with a 62-43 victory tonight. They won both games at the Skyline Sky-M crossover. They beat Klamath Union yesterday 49-28. Say a fair showing for the number one team in the state, beating the 10th-ranked Henley Hornets 62-43 this afternoon. Going to take a break, come back. When we do, we'll break down the action as we've had it this afternoon, give you the leading scores, take a look at the Skyline and Sky-M conference standings heading into league play, which begins on the 14th. All that and more coming up on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 960 Sports.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
And we welcome you back to the Skyline Sky-M crossover tournament at Hidden Valley High School. The final score of the final game, Junction City beating Henley 62-43. Number one team in the state, showing why they are that way in this contest.
They're really a disciplined team. They play a slow down offense when they get a lead, which you and I both hate. We can start harping on shot clocks all day long. We won't do that though. To Henley's credit, they pretty much shut them down in that fourth quarter. Junction City only scored 12 points fourth quarter. Henley only scored 5, but Henley hardly had the ball at all. They had to get balls on rebounds. That's basically how it was.
Rebounds and fouls and a couple turnovers here and there. They played good defense. Henley really did. They tried to stick with Junction City throughout most of the game, and they really did. It didn't get out of hand until Junction City was forced to start shooting free throws.
Right. Both teams, are very disciplined teams, and I'm going to make a prediction. The famous Dick North predictions. I'm going to say we're going to see Junction City in the finals for state playoffs, and I'm going to say Henley's going to make it to at least the quarters, so maybe semis. So there's a good chance that these teams could match up again. Hopefully, we see that down the road.
Hopefully,
I'd love to see Henley play Junction City in the final game, but we'll see how that goes. That's really
that's
bold.
That's a big Dick North prediction.
Bold prediction. Since we haven't even started league yet.
Yeah,
but that's okay. Henley. Coach Hammond's got to be happy with Henley with their number of turnovers. They basically cut their turnovers down from 18 when we last watched them, last broadcast the game against Ridgeview up in Redmond. They had 10 tonight. They had, the defense on Junction City side was pretty tenacious too. Henley's noted for its good defenses, and they caused 7 turnovers against Junction City. As far as scoring goes, Burnett stepped up for Junction City. He had 17 points. Owen, that we knew was going to score well, had 15. Evans also had 15. Knabe had 10, and I can't say his name, Dolce.
Yes, Dolce.
His Italian name. I speak French. Dolce had 2, both of them for 3 throws. For Henley, Stork and Frank both had 13 points. They had some key buckets to keep Henley in the game. Fitz had 10, Bennett had 2, and Shane had 5. I think when Schenk comes back, he's going to make a difference too. He scored 9 against Ridgeview. Good kid, takes care of the ball. Doesn't do any silly passes. And I think that's one of the things that Coach Hammond's got to be happy about. I think Henley only took 2 threes the entire game. They work the ball inside. They run their offense. They don't get rattled. I think if we had a shot clock in this game, I think it would have been a closer score than what it was.
I wholeheartedly agree with you in that case. And you mentioned Henley only took a couple of threes this whole game. I've said it at the end of every game. I'd like to see them try to take more because they shoot the ball fairly well. But like you said, they like to work that ball inside. Eli Hayes had some really nice passes inside. I think he had a good game today in terms of passing the ball. Didn't score any today, but I think Henley doesn't have to hang their heads about this one. They did grab one win over here in Grants Pass against a good Marshfield team. can't quite get past the number 1 team in the state, but now you've got Hidden Valley to look forward to and the rest of the Skyline Conference. I think in terms of preseason, Henley going 7-5, that's pretty good.
They've played some pretty tough teams too. I know they've played some 5A schools. Ridgeview, I think, is still ranked in 5A classification. I know Junction City beat them also. But Henley's not one that's noted for playing lay down schools during the breaks. They like to play up. Junction City, obviously, to have them come down here to this tournament was a good thing. Henley gets a chance to see some of the cream of the crop in the 4A group. It gives us something to look forward to, something to work towards. And I know Coach Hammond personally, and I know he's going to be working on a lot of things. I'm sure he has a lot of positive stuff to tell his kid, but he has some negative stuff to work on too.
Final score tonight, 62-43, Junction City taking win number 12 on the season over Henley. We're going to take a break, come back, look at the standings, and send you on your way on this nice Saturday afternoon on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
And we welcome you back to the Skyline Skyam crossover tournament. Junction City taking care of Henley tonight, 62-43. Henley falling to just 7-5 on the season. Taking just a quick look at the Skyline Conference standings. Henley still leads the conference, and in a conference which doesn't have a clear number 1. They finished the preseason as the number 1 team in the conference, followed by Klamath Union. Mazama is third at 5-7. Phoenix is 4-8. Hidden Valley is 2-8, and North Valley still searching for that elusive first win at 0-11. Junction City, of course, in the Sky M League. They lead that conference at the end of preseason play. Marshfield is 9-2 in second place. Cottage Grove, 8-3. Marist is number 4 in the conference at 8-4. Siuslaw, 6-5, and Elmira at 2-7, rounding out the Sky M League. The Sky M League has got a lot of good teams. You look at Marshfield, you look at Cottage Grove, you look at Marist. I mean, any of those teams really liable to make the playoffs and make a decent run at them as well in the Skyline Conference. You've got Henley, Klamath Union, I think, will be in the mix. Mazama will be there when things are all said and done. So both of these conferences, I think, in different ways, they're fairly top-heavy, I think. So it's a good tournament to see what you stack up against, but now, you got to play your own in the Skyline Conference. That starts with Hidden Valley next Friday.
Yeah, Hidden Valley, hopefully would be a chance for Henley to work on some of the mistakes they had tonight. Hidden Valley is probably better than their record indicates. You mentioned the Sky M, a tough conference. It's all Willamette Valley teams pretty much, except for Siuslaw. When you've got, the metropolis of Eugene, Springfield to draw from,
right.
You got the University of Marist in there, these teams are always a force to be reckoned with. And, I think, Henley needs to hold their head up. It wasn't a bad loss tonight. They played well for the most part. Junction City had some kids that could bang the ball from the outside. Omen, Evans knocked some in. They got some key rebounds down the stretch. Henley has nothing to be ashamed of tonight. They played well, and they didn't give up.
62-43, the final. Junction City with win number 12. Henley dropping to 7-5. And before we head off the air tonight, worth reminding you, Oregon Tech basketball is back tonight. Dick, I don't know if you heard, but last night was supposed to be pink out night against LC State. Both teams from LC State ended up canceling on Oregon Tech, so there's no pink out night last night due to COVID restrictions. So they've rescheduled that for February 8th against SOU, so there still will be a pink out night at Oregon Tech, and they're playing tonight against Walla Walla. The women tip off at 7:30. You can hear them right here on 104.3 and 960 Sports, and the men at about 8:30, and that will be over on our sister station, 92.5 KLAD, your home for Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls basketball. So still, if you're looking for more basketball tonight, you got it with the Oregon Tech Owls. Should be a pair of great games. Here from Hidden Valley, though, the final score 62-43. I'd like to thank some of the folks that made this broadcast possible tonight, like Henley Athletic Director Jesse Hamilton and their head coach Luke Hammond, allowing us to cover their programs all season long. Also, Craig Rothenberger, the athletic director and head coach at Junction City. Special thanks to him. And, of course, Christopher Pendleton, the athletic director here at Hidden Valley High School, getting us set up for the broadcast here tonight. You can always watch an archive replay of this game on mybasin.com. It's your home for everything going on in the Klamath Basin, from news, sports, special events, everything else you could think of happening on mybasin.com. Final score tonight from Hidden Valley High School, 62-43. For Dick North, I'm Josh Eldridge. Good night from Grants Pass, Oregon.